Okay, this is Lucky Robin, and today I'm going to show you how I can rabbit meat. You want to slice it all off the bone. I use the back legs and the saddle and around the shoulder rib meat, but not the front legs. The front legs are a pain in the neck to try to debone. So I just use the easier parts, and we save the front legs for making wings or in the crock pot or something like that, where it's really easy for the meat to fall off the bone then. And we don't use the flaps in this either. We save the flaps for making jerky. So you want your chunks about that size. They're not going to be uniform, but you still want them to be close to the same size. And I'm using sterilized hot jars. I'm doing pint jars this time because sometimes it's just me and the kids, and we don't need to open up a quart jar unless my husband's there for dinner. So this will just make it a little bit easier. Plus, this is the perfect amount if we want to do tacos with shredded meat instead of ground meat. So basically, you just fill your jars. Now these are all hot jars. I just wanted them all up at a time. It's a lot easier to not have to run back to the sink every single time. And the jars are still hot. I can feel that they're still hot, so it's not a problem. And this is, since this is a raw pack, the meat isn't hot anyway, so it's not quite as crucial as it is if you're doing a hot pack to keep the jars hot. That one's too full. But this way I can kind of assembly line it. It goes a little bit faster. I don't have anyone helping me today, so whatever I can do to save time in this process is good. Is it recommended? I doubt it. But this is the way I do it, and I've been fine. Okay, you want to fill it so you have an inch of head space. So I have to take out a few of these. Okay, and now it's time to put the lids on. So I'll wash my hands and be right back. Okay, because we're dealing with meat and fat, we want to take a paper towel or a cloth, stick it in some white vinegar, and wipe your rims. Using vinegar will help get any fat or meat residue off. Take out your jar lid. Now again, you're supposed to do these one at a time, but I am assembly lining this for speed. And into the canner these go. Alright, debubbling just requires you to take something plastic, nothing metal, and push it down there and try to release any air bubbles that there might be. You're not really going to have a lot, or probably any, with meat, but if you want to stay safe and follow the rules, then that's all you need to do. It'll bring any air bubbles up to the surface. Now I don't use salt in this because all of these pint jars are going to go for either taco or enchilada meat, so they'll be highly seasoned and they don't need salt added. Okay, the bottom row of my canner holds 8 pint jars. And put the second rack in for the next layer. Okay, I ended up with 15 jars. So it wasn't quite enough to fill the top rack. So what I like to do is I like to take a towel and stick it in the hole in the center, and that keeps the jars from traveling while they're pressure canning. Alright, I showed you last time how to close this thing up, so I'm not going to do it this time, but you know, a quick reminder is you do it diagonally across, and then you come and do it diagonally across, and then that one and that one finally. And once this is completely secured, you're going to turn your heat on to high and wait for this thingy here to vent. Alright, it's venting a solid stream. To show up. It is venting a solid stream. So, yeah, that's a good angle. So now I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes and let it vent for 10 minutes. Okay, our 10 minutes is up, so I'm going to put my weight on. I want the 10, 15, and 5. It depends on your elevation. I'm at sea level, so I want the 10. And then that will bring that up to pressure, and when it hits the 10 on here, then that'll be time to start timing. Alright, it is at 10 pounds of pressure, so now we set the timer for an hour and 15 minutes for pints. If we were doing coarse, it would be an hour and a half. The times are different if you're doing bone-in meat, which I'm not. I used to do bone-in because it was a faster canning time, but then you still have to take the meat off the bones when you use it later. So you're not really saving any time taking the meat off the bones afterwards. You might as well just take it off the bones to start with. Okay, I'll get back to you when this is done. So it's time to turn off the heat, and this will stop it's wiggling fairly shortly without the heat, and then the gauge will come down, and you want to wait until the gauge comes all the way down to 0 before taking the weight off and undoing this, because you can break jars by letting the pressure out really fast, which it would do if you took the weight off. Alright, the pressure is down to 0. It is now safe to take the weight off, and it could still be a little hot, so if it is, you're going to want to use a pot holder or get it off really, really fast. Okay, and you do these the same way you put them on, kitty corner across the pressure cooker or pressure canner. Unless you get it too tight like I did on that one. But it'll release once I get these other ones. But that is the recommended way to take it off evenly. And now all the other ones are loose. This tight one comes off. Ooh, that is hot. Usually I don't come back quite as quickly as this, so I don't need a pot holder, but I do. So, crack to the side, lift the pot lid off and away from you so all the steam goes up and does not burn you. And the first thing you'll do is you'll take out the towel, which is too hot to take out. So back with the pot holders. Okay, and then these can come out now. Get your jar lifter. Turn it around, lift it up, take this out, put it on 2 linings of toweling. Remember we talked about this in the last canning video, that if you don't have 2 layers, you could have a temperature differential between your countertop and your jars, and they can break. And after all the work you went through to do this, you don't want that to happen. Alright, so I will get all of these out of here and then come back and show you the final result. Actually, I want to show you a real quick tip for getting the rack off without burning yourself. I use one of these long forks that you would use to hold something in place while you were carving it, and just put it through the big hole, lift it up. Don't have to worry about burning myself at all. Alright, there we are. 15 pint jars of rabbit meat. And you can see they've made their own juice. So you didn't need to add any juice at all. Which I didn't. But some people will think they have to. And you really don't need to with meat. Well, with raw meat. So that is how you can rabbit.